It's Wednesday on the SportsGrid Network here. No better place to be. The early line. And now we jump into the prediction markets here. On Prediction Markets Edge, it's Donnie Rightside and it's Joe Raineri the next half hour. Different way to invest your funds and also get some of those topics as we teach you the evolution of the prediction markets show. We've been doing this show for a while. Informing the people is what we try to do. And I think we're doing a pretty good job of that, huh?
Yeah, that's what it's all about, Donnie, figuring out different markets and different avenues outside of what you're already doing with the sports books in order to be able to profit. And ultimately, at the end of the day, Donnie, profits is what it's all about.
Profits is what it's all about. And you know what else it's about here? When states are worrying about people making good decisions and what they should be focused on. And sometimes you look at legislative duties and why are you worried about this when so many other things are broken in your state, country, wherever you're from here? How about this from Ryan Butler from Covers? In case you missed it, Minnesota's Tim Walz has signed the public safety bill. Oh, it's that more cops on the street and we're going to limit crime. No. The public safety bill includes provisions on banning prediction markets in the state. The first legislative act to explicitly ban these platforms. The bill, scheduled to take effect August 1st, is set to be challenged by PMs and or the CFTC. So good to know everybody's in the right place. Is this just we can't tax this and make money off it, Joe? Because I don't think you need a public safety bill on the prediction markets, to be honest.
No, you absolutely don't. I think the Justice Department or the FC, somebody else is getting involved here, I think, and is going to sue based upon that, since it is, I believe, federally regulated, the predictive markets, and that's the statute they're claiming. So, it's follow the money, Donnie. All of this is about the money. Follow it, and you'll have your answers as to what's really going on.
It makes you laugh, though, like, hey, I got to sign an executive order here, put this into play where we're protecting the public. Stop the madness. If you're protecting the public,
I don't need you
to
to
be able
me.
to, smoke cigarettes and drink alcohol or drive your car over 25 miles per hour. But as long as there's money in it here, like, hey, well, cigarettes, we get $5 in tax per pack here back to the state. Go ahead and smoke away. Wait till the prediction markets go, how about we cut you in? And they go, you know what? This is the greatest way you guys can invest your money. Get over here to the prediction markets here. That's what happens. Now, speaking of prediction markets, Joe, we need predictions tonight on game number 2 in the Western Conference Finals between the Spurs and the Thunder. Going over to the Kalshi Marketplace, the favorites, no surprise, it is Oklahoma City, even after losing game number 1. Their chances listed at 67%. The yes contract, Joe, and them winning outright tonight is 68 cents. But my best bet of the day is for them to win this game by 6.5 points or more. If you take a look there, $100 investment on a yes contract, Joe, pays you back $193. Buy a touchdown from me, Joe. OKC.
So this could be a great laddering opportunity, Donnie, because, again, San Antonio's entire job in game 1 was, in this first 2 games of this series, was steal home court back in your favor. And that's exactly what they did in game 1. Not to mention that, Wemby and the bench was a little bit shorter for San Antonio than it was for OKC. So all of the big guns for San Antonio played well over 40 minutes in that game. Would it shock you, Donnie, to know that 14 of the 15 playoff games in the last 2 seasons OKC has had on their own home court, they have won by double digits? I don't know that changes tonight here. They're not great in game 1s. They're great in bounce back in game 2s. So maybe just ladder this thing up to double digits and have yourself a night here.
Victor Wembanyama, by the way, if you take a look at the Kalshi Marketplace for points, dropped 40-plus in game number 1. If he gets to 25 points in this, it's a 53% yes ticket, which means a $100 investment pays back $189. And by the way, sometimes you see some adjustments on the Kalshi Marketplace. It used to be where it just listed 20-plus points, 25-plus points. Now it looks like it's getting more in line with sports books where it's 9.5 points, 14.5 points here listed. So maybe a little bit easier to read for the people used to looking at sports books here. Fire versus Fever, Joe. That's the WNBA. It's a 7 o'clock start for Caitlin Clark and the crew. The Fever are the home team and a monster favorite to win this game. On the Kalshi Marketplace, they're listed at an 87% chance to win this game. The yes contract is 88 cents. If you feel they can cover the spread tonight, Indiana by 12.5 points. A yes contract is 51 cents. If you feel they can't cover, Joe, no juice. 50% ticket here on the no. Fire versus Fever tonight.
Yeah, and it feels like this would be a good time maybe to not only back Caitlin Clark and the Fever here, but also maybe look at some total opportunities. I'll tell you the play, Donnie, that I know a lot of guys have been making when it comes to Indiana, especially at home, is back them in the first half. Back them to get out and play from in front here. Back the overs in the first half. Expect points. Expect fewer defensive stops and more points in this one with the Fever at home against the Fire tonight.
Game 1, Vegas Golden Knights taking on the Colorado Avalanche here. Some fun is in store. We'll find out. Puck drop 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. The favorite is Colorado. They're the home team, Joe. 64% chance to win this game. The Vegas Golden Knights, a 36% chance. If you want to get on that puck line here, 1.5. Minus 1.5, I should say, is at 42 cents as a yes contract for Colorado here. Wonder after the game also, Joe, are we going to hear from Torts and the boys here? They risk another fine, but for game number 1, it's Colorado as the favorite.
Well, yeah, and Colorado, another one of these teams, had a week off since beating the Wild in 5 in that 5th game in overtime here, which is impressive. And now this is going to be their biggest challenge, right? I mean, it wasn't all that difficult against the Kings. We thought Minnesota would be better. They weren't. Vegas brings a different level of experience and physicality here than those other two teams. I think it's going to be a long series, but I think we're getting goals in this one. This isn't about, goaltenders standing on their head for either of these teams. It's about getting 4 goals, 5 goals, and I think that's exactly what we're going to get here tonight, Donnie.
How about this? Crossbar post. If they mention it tonight in this game, Joe, currently with a 91% chance. But if you are taking a look at goals, Joe, an interesting contract to the know that's actually a favorite at 74 cents. It's the word shutout said on the telecast tonight. Ooh. So if it goes 1-1 early, why the heck would they be calling for a shutout in that game? $100 investment only pays back $136, but certainly a fun market to dip your toes into the water. The Blue Jays and the Yankees today, 7:05 start. Heat and humidity once again in the Bronx, and the Yankees look to stay hot against those Toronto Blue Jays. They're currently trading as the favorite today with a 60% chance to win with their boy Schlittler on the mound. The yes contract is 62 cents in the spot here. Yankees a favorite against those Jays today in the Bronx, Joe.
Yeah, and listen, I mean, Schlittler's not a guy that I want to step in front of, Donnie, especially since, I've already bet him in the Cy Young market in the American League. I mean, what else can he do? He has been absolutely dominant. We have gotten some runs in this series, though. Savage, also, we know what he's capable of doing. It feels like, we've gotten double digits, close to double digits anyway the last couple of nights. I think this is more of a pitcher's duel here. Even with the weather, Donnie, I am looking for at least fewer runs, maybe a team total for the Blue Jays under in this one.
Feels like it's been a minute here, Joe, since Aaron Judge has hit a home run. Listed on the Kalshi Marketplace, a 27% chance to do that tonight. $100 investment on a home run by Judge would return $371. The Dodgers and the Padres once again today. Game 1 went to the Padres, low scoring. Game 2, a little bit more scoring, goes to the Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani on the mound today, and the Dodgers are currently trading here at a 60% chance to win this baseball game. 62 cents here is the yes contract if they do. So $100 investment, Joe, would pay back $162 if the Los Angeles Dodgers win this game today.
And I think the Dodgers will win this game here today. I love the advantage. I mean, Vasquez he's been better than what people thought, but he is started to regress here a little bit. And I think it's time for the Dodgers bats to really, really break out. They beat Mason Miller last night, one of the only teams to do so this year. And I do think Ohtani is going to give them all they can handle here. I like the Dodgers to win this one going away tonight.
Yeah, take a look at Shohei Ohtani. If you want him in this matchup, probably not going to hit at the plate, but he will be pitching today. If you go to the Kalshi Marketplace and figure he can strike out over 6.5 players today, that's currently trading at a 55% chance, a 56 cent to the yes contract, which means $100 investment on Ohtani getting 7+ Ks. That pays back $179. Rolling along in the morning on PME right here on TEL.
End of the day, LeBron's going to have to put that team on his back. Can he do it? I don't know if he could do it for a 7-game series, Can he give you like two, like, oh my goodness, LeBron at 31? Yeah, I think he can give you a couple of those games. But it's about the other guys that have to step up.
Pro basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Let me understand this, Joe. Are we going to have any broadcast games on TV anymore? It's all streaming?
You got to pay to watch here, folks. That's just the way it's going to be, one way or the other. And I'm sure this will satisfy the FCC looking into the coercion that's going on here with the NBA NFL broadcast rights. Yeah, this is all par for the course, I think.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
There's all these idiots out there sounding off on Tiger right now. See, it's so easy to go after a guy that's hurt. He's hurt. Whether you call it whatever you want. He's got a little bit of an issue and he's going to fix. Okay? They're attacking. Attack. Why don't you all shut up and let him go do his thing? He had to leave the country to do it because of privacy? That's nauseating to me.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
Now, I see him 15th, 16th, somewhere in that ballpark, and I think that makes sense, Donnie. I don't see him in the top 10. I really don't. I mean, when you look at, let's say, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, you start going into that, teams like the Cowboys or the Vikings or the Chiefs, and, could they take a flyer?
Prediction Markets Edge, only on SportsGrid.
Keon Coleman was drafted to the Buffalo Bills to try to help them win a Super Bowl, but Keon Coleman over the past couple years has turned out to be not so great a wide receiver. And trust me, when you're a professional athlete, I love the players that tell us, Joe, I don't listen to any of that. I don't listen to talk radio. Matter of fact, I don't even go on social media. Let's hear from Keon Clark here, see if he's listening.
Shelter myself. I ain't scared of shit. I know what they saying. I hear it. Okay. I just don't care. You know what I'm saying? None of them going to come lace them up and try to stand from me, none of those things. So it's just, people say, they're going to say what they want to say at the end of the day. My job is to come out here, put my cleats on, strap them up, and prove my worth here.
How then do you assess and self-motivate up? How do you assess last season and how things went last season for you?
Getting benched, 4 games, like that, unacceptable. Ended off on a decent note, got a touchdown, so that was, I wouldn't even call that confidence boost. It was just a positive to end the season on, but we lost. So that was another negative to erase that. But, I mean, I don't need self-motivation. I know what I'm here to do and I know what I'm capable of doing.
The one thing you do have to approve of him is he does take that microphone and he is entertaining. They just wish that entertainment would turn out, to Joe, into production on the football field 2026.
Yeah, let's hope he's active and available to be able to, for games, Donnie, because he wasn't very active or available. Although, what was it? Bean made it a point to say how Coleman's going nowhere, right? Like he was willing to upend the entire coaching staff there just to, let everyone know that Keon Coleman is going to be back.
Yeah.
He's gonna be, all right,
it's back.
Let's see how that works out. Let's see how that works out for you.
Yep, Josh Allen be scanning that field. Oh, looks like Keon's open. Oh, no, he's not. Let me go elsewhere. How about a little tight end action over the middle instead? How about this, Joe? Week 1, NFL, 1 p.m. Eastern, Buffalo is going to take on the Houston Texans. Good matchup in week number 1. Here's what we love, Joe. Do you see that graphic on the screen? 50% Buffalo, 50% chance Houston here. We got a toss-up week number 1, Joe.
Yeah, we do. And yeah, is it crazy that I'll take the under as well, at least. Who's the quarterback for Houston again? Remind me, does he know who to throw the ball to?
Regression.
Yeah, it's 50-50 for a reason there, Donnie. I think that is truly a coin flip game. And it's likely 2 teams that will see each other again in the playoffs in the NFL this season. So, but they got to figure it out in a hurry there, Houston, because offensively, they need more than what they got last year.
Yeah, laddering these markets probably on cash are interesting. I want to see, once we get to the NFL season here, what it looks like on the rushing yards, the rushing attempts, the passing yards, the receiving yards, the touchdown markets. Should be a lot of fun to play with here. But you can also take a look early in the season, Joe, or should I say in the summer. looking at how many wins these teams will get. The Buffalo Bills, you put them up, Joe, 11-plus wins, 56% chance for them to do it, which means the yes contract identical at 56 cents. Do we think that 11-plus wins are on the table for Buffalo? As long as Josh Allen is healthy, they're certainly going to be competitive. Is this a double-digit win season once again for those Buffalo Bills?
Well, they're playing in the right division, right? Because I ain't got a whole lot of faith there, and obviously the Jets or the Dolphins. And it again, New England feels like it could go one of a million different ways. That schedule is much more difficult this year. I do like the Bills. They hit the double-digit mark, but again, a lot of that is going to be contingent upon, what do we got defensively from the Bills this year? And can anybody step up and help Josh Allen not have to do it all on his own? We'll figure it out here, but it's not going to be an easy road to 10-plus wins. I'll tell you that.
Monday Night Football to open up this season. It's Denver and it's Kansas City. You might say to yourself, "Well, this is an interesting matchup. Can't wait to watch." But you think the NFL was coming into this game going like, Bo Nix probably won't be there. Neither will Patrick Mahomes. Nonsense. Both coming back from injury. Who gets back there and plays better to start? Well, Kansas City is listed objectively as the favorite at 56%, and Denver trading at 44% here to win this football game. The interesting part, once again, though, Joe, guys are going to jail. Players are trying to come back injured. This is a tough one to gauge early on, but Kansas City getting the bump right here on the prediction markets.
Well, they'll always get the bump, Donnie. And the truth is, we don't know. What is Bo Nix? What's the ankle? What kind of condition is it going to be? We know defensively that Denver will likely be just as good, and defense usually wins out early in the season. But you're always going to get a lot of public love with Kansas City. And the minute Mahomes steps on that field and he is announced and ready to go in game one, I think the value is going to be on Denver no matter who the quarterback is.
And by the way, you take a look at their wins market here. Always interesting to Kansas City. And keep in mind, we're playing 17-game schedules here. 10-plus wins, Joe, 51% chance. But the investors are telling you that's not correct because the contract to the yes is actually at 67 cents. Expensive if you want to jump them to 11 wins, which would mean 11-6. That contract is a dog price. $100 investment pays back $239 here, Joe. So looking at that Kansas City marketplace to start the season, look, Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, if they're healthy, they're going to be a 10-win team. But the question, Joe, are they going to be healthy?
That's the big question, right?
Yeah.
Listen, first time in a long time that we've seen Kansas City in the postseason on the sidelines, Donnie, and it doesn't sound like it sat too well with them here. So a rejuvenated Mahomes, you've got Kelsey coming back for a reason. I think they've addressed some of the issues at, running back, which was a big problem. I think Kansas City will be just fine, and likely, come December, Donnie, we're going to be like, here we go again with the Chiefs and Mahomes.
Lincoln Financial Field. No, it's not called Philadelphia Stadium like for the FIFA World Cup. It's Lincoln Financial Field. They're going to host the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Washington Commanders in this game with the Eagles. Currently here with a 64% chance to win this game outright. Yes, contract listed at 68%. Maybe a certain wide receiver will be there, but probably won't be there in A.J. Brown. I'd say, I guess, the new look offense without A.J. Brown going to take on the Commanders here. Whitewash them, Joe. Philadelphia, easy victory. I don't even know why we're even asking the question to you.
No, they better stay healthy on that offensive line there, Donnie. They better be there. Defensively, we know they're going to be good. But there's a lot of buzz around Washington. I'm not quite sure why, but we'll see if they can take that next step. Early in the season, we know Philadelphia maybe starts a little bit slow. We'll see if that happens again this year without somebody reading a book on the sideline.
Better yourself, Joe. Don't get upset when wide receivers are trying to better themselves during the game when they're not getting the football and then tell you they're not upset with it here. By the way, 10-plus wins for the Eagles. Only a 47% chance. But how about this, Joe? The yes contract to pay for it, 69 cents, which means if you feel they're going to get 10 wins or more, Joe, that's back 145 in your pocket. More hot topics on the way right here on Prediction Markets Edge on the early line.
End of the day, LeBron's going to have to put that team on his back. Can he do it? I don't know if he could do it for a 7-game series. Can he give you like 2, like, oh my goodness, LeBron at 31? Yeah, I think he can give you a couple of those games. But it's about the other guys that have to step up.
Pro basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Let me understand this, Joe. Are we going to have any broadcast games on TV anymore? It's all streaming?
You got to pay to watch here, folks. That's just the way it's going to be, one way or the other. And I'm sure this will satisfy the FCC looking into the coercion that's going on here with the NBA NFL broadcast rights. Yeah, this is all par for the course, I think.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
There's all these idiots out there sounding off on Tiger right now. See, it's so easy to go after a guy that's hurt. He's hurt. Whether you call it whatever you want. He's got a little bit of an issue and he's going to fix. Okay? They're attacking. Attack. Why don't you all shut up and let him go do his thing? He had to leave the country to do it because of privacy? That's nauseating to me.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
Now, I see him 15th, 16th, somewhere in that ballpark, and I think that makes sense, Donnie. I don't see him in the top 10. I really don't. I mean, when you look at, let's say, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, you start going into that, teams like the Cowboys or the Vikings or the Chiefs, and, could they take a flyer?
Prediction Markets Edge, only on SportsGrid.
Can you be a survivor here, people? That's the question during football season. Do you survive the season just watching? How about your bank account here? Can it stay up here and your bankroll keep moving along? Well, I got $20 million worth here to tell you about, Joe. Circus Sports announces a $20 million guarantee for their NFL Survivor contest, the largest legal sports betting contest in U.S. history, Joe. How about that? Survive the entire season, which you're probably going to have to go through some of those knockout weeks here. But if you are the last man standing, $20 million will be deposited into your account.
Yeah, listen, Donnie, I'm in this every year. I'm in this, and I love it. It's one of my, it's one of the favorite things. But you got to go to Vegas to sign up for it, and yada yada yada. So, but I got to tell you, it is well worth it because you get in with a bunch of friends, or you get in even by yourself, and it's amazing how different you look at the games in a big survivor pool, Donnie, than just trying to figure out who's going to win by the spread each week.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, producers, do we have a fade the market here today? Do we have one, yes or no?
Oh.
Let's see what we got.
Oh.
All right, let's do it. Fade the market. Come on, bring it on.
Do it.
Fading the market here. Vote now. Which market do you want to see on PMA? The people have spoken, Joe. They want tennis. They're going to get tennis. And by the way, I'm telling you right now, Joe, they don't count my vote here because I'm telling you, I voted UFC 250, I believe, and it doesn't count my vote. What is that? Am I shadow banned? Yeah, I think am I shadow banned out here?
That could very well be, Donnie. I mean, I would think the UFC with the McGregor and the White House coming up and everything else. Nope, we want to talk some tennis. So those are the markets that we will tackle.
And by the way, like shadow banned under a previous administration here, Elon buys X at this point right now. My name is Rightside. It's not a political affiliation. It's Rightside of picking games here. Am I being shadow banned across the networks again at this point, Joe? Make it stop. But if it doesn't, we will talk some Wimbledon right now. Men's French Open. Now, hold on. Did that poll say, Joe, we're going to talk Wimbledon, or did it say the French Open? So we got Wimbledon here, but now we're talking French Open. Here, you're throwing me for a loop all over the place. Yannick Sinner, 72%. Seems like a cheap contract, by the way, Joe. Is he walking away with this French Open?
Who else are we betting, Donnie? Yeah. I mean, it's his to lose. I'll tell you that. I mean, it would have been Alcaraz's, obviously, to win there, but he's not going to be here. And now we're hearing that he could be down for quite a lot and a long time. So this really does open up the opportunity for Sinner to kind of cement himself here. And like every generation of tennis, Donnie, tennis players, right? We've always got the, Nadal, and you go down the list. There was always these battles between the, two of the game's best at the top of the board. Sinner's kind of in a place all his own here, and I think he can rack up all of the Grand Slam titles. Didn't get the first one, but I have a feeling the French, Wimbledon, the Open, I think it's all very much in the grasp here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch this thing play out at this point right now and see who actually gets what. So let me just click on some links here, Joe, and get some updates on the screen as we go live. Wimbledon winner, Joe. Jannik Sinner over here at Polymarket, 66%. Novak Djokovic, 10% here. Is this the year of Jannik, I want to say, Joe?
Well, you got to think Djokovic here. I mean, this is the surface at this age, at this point in his career, he can win, right? But he's never been able to. The problem last couple of years is he can't get past Alcaraz. So Sinner he can beat. We already know this. So could this be the year where the old man gets one back here? I think the women's side is a lot more up for grabs, but I wouldn't be shocked if the old man makes it down to the finals there and maybe gets it done. The grass is the surface he's got to win on, though.
Yeah, I always thought it was interesting playing tennis on grass, but it is what it is. How about the women's side of things? A little bit more up in the air, no question. Sabalenka, 32% chance here. Rabakina, 19%. Swiatek, 17%. Got a couple people up top here, Joe, with a legitimate chance.
It's hard for me to go against Sabalenka. I mean, she's, she is, I believe, the market favorite right now. But Swiatek and also very hard. But none of these are going to get, Donnie, any one of those three can actually win this. It is that close there on the women's side for sure.
And we asked this question multiple times, Joe. We have injuries to Carlos Alcaraz, which means he can't compete in the first couple majors where any other person other than Alcaraz or Sinner win an ATP Grand Slam this year. It's actually trading at 57% as the favorite that we will get somebody else because is Sinner going to have to win all of them, Joe?
Very hard to bet against him, Donnie. I mean, you and I have laughed, but it's always been Alcaraz or Sinner across the board. Well, no Alcaraz. I'll take Sinner to get it done at plus money.
Boy, keep an eye on that. But you know what? That'll do it for Wednesday show of PME. We'll be back on a Thursday. More hot topics and investments coming your way. Enjoy the rest of your day.